So here is PTON Peloton Interactive. This finishes at $24.22 today. That is down 23.93%. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is BBIG Vinco Ventures. This finishes at $3.93 today. That is down 13.25%. So once again, we're talking about BBIG. Been talking about this stock for the last 2 weeks pretty much. This has been number one on StockTwits every single day. And once again, it is number one. So we'll talk about it again today. So yesterday I said that we're finally getting weakness here. Finally getting some pullback and the squeeze may be over. And today it appears like we're getting more confirmation that the squeeze is over. Not saying it is, but there's more evidence of that. So really no news to justify this price actions today. It just seems like apes taking profit and shorts coming in here. So let's go ahead and analyze here. So we do have a triple gap down. First gap down at 950, second gap down at 750, and the third gap down at 585. So those are all bullish indicators. That is telling us this stock should come back up to all of those gaps eventually to fill them. Now honestly, it may be a while before they do, especially the 950 one, but eventually, longer term, they should fill. And then we have a gap up all the way back here at 160. So that's a bearish indicator. That is telling us this stock may come back down to 160 eventually to fill that gap. Looks pretty unlikely at this point, but very noteworthy. Keep that in mind, guys. Gap up 160, bearish indicator. This also looks like a cup and handle in the making. It looks like the top of the cup was 555, and the bottom appears to be around 225, 215-ish. So that would currently be a bearish indicator because the cup formed, and now the handle is forming, which means it should pull back. Alright, so I just did some quick math. This should pull back to around 390-ish, because that is about halfway between the top and bottom of the cups, which it is around right now. So the handle may be already formed, or almost done forming. So once the handle is done forming, it would then become a bullish indicator, because after the handle forms, the next step is the breakout. And in the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 375, so that's a bearish indicator for tomorrow. That is suggesting that tomorrow will pull back. Alright, and if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 405 and 375. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 405, 425, 460, 485, 515, 535, 555, 585, $6, 620, 650, 680, 705, 730, 765, 795, 815, 835, 870, and then 910. There is resistance above 910, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 375, 350, 330, 315, 295, 265, 250, 225, 215, 195, 175, 160, 135, and then the low of 120. So right now at this current price, 393. The channels to the upside are pretty wide, so if this runs to the upside, expect a significant increase in price action. And to the downside, the channels start to narrow. So if this continues to run to the downside, expect a significant decrease in price action. RSI is currently at 58. Still a little above average, but this is coming back down to earth here. And this did 88 million in volume today, which is very significant volume, so the sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. But this is losing momentum pretty fast here. Alright guys, so just my opinion, not financial advice. I do think the squeeze is over. Like I just said, this is starting to show a lot of weakness, and it appears like the momentum is slowing down pretty significantly. So maybe the squeeze isn't over. I sure hope it's not, but it sure looks like it might be. We are getting some pretty mixed signals here. We have the triple gap down, bullish indicators, the cup and handle, which could go either way. That could be bullish or bearish right now. And we have bearish indicators in the gap up and aftermarket action. So pretty mixed signals right now. Pretty hard to tell where this is going to go in the short term. But longer term, I do think it should go back up to 950 eventually to fill that gap. But if you want to go long, not financial advice, I would hold off for right now. This still appears to have some more downside potential. I don't know how low it's going to go, but I do think this will continue to pull back in the next few days. So I just observe the price action, see when this starts to catch support and bottom out, then I would come in and make your move. But if you were to go long here at 393, you're probably going to end up holding some bags. And if you're currently in this stock, consider taking profits, I would say. Because like I said, the squeeze might be over, and you want to secure the gains and not get caught holding the bag. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, that appears to be a pretty decent play. I wouldn't call it an obvious short here, but like I said, it does appear like this has more downside potential. It appears like the squeeze is ending, and it should pull back in the relative short term here. If you want to go short, I would support going short here at 393, and I really can't say how far it's going to go down, but I would just observe the price action, see when this starts to bottom out and catch support, and then I would cover wherever that price may be. I really don't expect the most tendies in the world on the short side here. Maybe 10 or 20%. Really can't say, but it does look like a relatively safe play going short right here. So I could support it. Please just cover when this starts to bottom out. So yeah, short term, this does appear like it will pull back for a little bit longer. So be careful, guys. But longer term, this still looks like a pretty good buy. Just not yet at this current price. But longer term, this should run back up to 950 at least. So a lot of upside potential in the long run. Short term, I'd probably stay away from this though. Sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today. Consider taking profits if you're up, not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is BBIG Vinco Ventures. So here is SOFI Technologies. This finishes at $15 today. That is up 9.41%. So we talked about this stock yesterday, had some major news. SoFi will become a bank, so that was some great PR. Apes loved it, hedge funds loved it. Stock went up pretty significantly yesterday. It appears like the momentum continued into today. More apes and institutions buying up here. This did hit 1655 at the high today, and has since pulled back pretty hard, but still, really good day for the stock, up 9.41%, very nice. So let's go ahead and analyze here. So we do have a gap up at 1310. So that is a bearish indicator that is telling us the stock should come back down to 1310 eventually to fill that gap. Probably going to happen in the short term. And then this does appear like a cup and handle in the making here. Top of the cup appears to be 1655, the high for today, and the bottom appears to be $12. So that would currently be a bearish indicator because that is telling us that this stock should pull back to form the handle right now. So just did some quick math. This stock should pull back to around 1440 because that is about halfway between the top and bottom of the cup here. So yeah, cup and handle, currently bearish indicator. And in the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 1470. So that's another bearish indicator that is telling us this stock should run to the downside tomorrow. So if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 1525 and 1485. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 1525, 1550, 1585, 1605, 1655, 1695, 1720, 1760, 1795, 1820, 1850, 1880, 1905, 1940, 1975, 2015, and then 2050. There is resistance above 2050, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 1485, 1460, 1440, 14, 1375, 1335, 1310, 1280, 1255, 12, 1135, 11, and then the low of 1045. So right now at this current price, $15, the channels of the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized, so expect a regular amount of price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 1255 to the downside, the channel starts to open up, get pretty wide, so expect a significant increase in price action if/when this breaks 1255. RSI is currently at 52, so pretty average there. According to the RSI, this current price of $15 is around fair market value, and this did 267 million in volume today. Very significant volume, biggest volume day ever for this stock actually. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, so just my opinion, not financial advice. It was a pretty good run, but I do think this will pull back in the short term. Longer term, definitely a good play, But in the short term, this should pull back. Again, multiple bearish indicators, gap up, cup and handle, and the aftermarket action. Really no bullish indicators, and we have a neutral indicator in the RSI. So overall, this does look bearish, in the short term at least. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, I would hold off for right now because this should pull back and you should be able to get a better price. I would say set your buy orders to 13.10 because that is where the gap is, and that should fill in the relative short term. So I don't like the current price of $15, but I would support going long at 13.10 and lower. If it pulls back below 13.10, then you can just average down at these supports that I mentioned before. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a pretty decent play. Like I said, this should pull back to 13.10 to fill the gap there, and that would be a 20% downside from this current price, $15. So I would say going short here would be a low risk, medium reward play. That should be a relatively easy 20%. So I could support going short here at $15 and higher, and I would say please just cover around 13.10. So pretty straightforward here, guys. It looks like it popped on very positive PR, but it looks like the momentum is going to cool off and it should pull back due to all of these bearish indicators. So short term, looks like it's coming back down. Longer term, definitely a good play. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. Consider taking profits if you're up, not financial advice. But like I said, should pull back in the short term. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is SOFI Technologies. So here is PTON Peloton Interactive. This finishes at $24.22 today. That is down 23.93%. So this was one of the major losers today. Very nasty day for the stock. But there was a reason as to why this pulled back so hard. We did have some news, so let's check it out. I have a CNBC article here. Peloton to halt production of its bikes, treadmills as demand wanes. Peloton is temporarily halting production of its connected fitness products as consumer demand wanes and the company looks to control costs, according to internal documents obtained by CNBC. The company said in a confidential presentation dated January 10th that demand for its connected fitness equipment has faced a significant reduction around the world due to shoppers' price sensitivity and amplified competitor activity. Peloton plans to report fiscal second quarter results on February 8th after the market closes. So yeah, there you have it. Peloton is not making bikes and treadmills anymore, for the time being. So this is just speculation on my part. It really seems like during the pandemic, they did pretty well because everyone was locked down in their homes. But now life is getting back to normal and people really aren't buying their products anymore. And in addition to that, we do have some price downgrades. So KeyBank downgrades to $60, which is still pretty bullish. And actually yesterday, some news came out saying that insiders were selling before the price plunged. It says the CEO sold $119 million worth of stock. So I don't know, that kind of seems like insider trading to me. Anyway, so really bad PR. So it seems like apes are pulling their money out, institutions pulling their money out, even insiders pulling their money out. So everyone's selling right now. This is a bloodbath. So let's go ahead and analyze here. So we do have a gap down at $86. That is a bullish indicator. That is telling us this stock should come back up to $86 eventually to fill that gap. Probably going to be a while, but eventually that should fill. And in the aftermarket here, this is trending down, now at $24. So another bearish indicator that is telling us this stock should continue to pull back tomorrow as well. And this did appear to be a possible cup and handle in the making, although after today's price action, it appears like the cup and handle got rejected, so that's not good. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 2460 and 2160. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 2460, 2935, 3225, 3405, 3755, 4055, 4285, 4485, 4730, 5140, 5495, 58, 6235, 6965, 7575, 8015, 8410, and then 8955. There is resistance above 8955, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And to the downside, next levels of support would be 2160 and then 1770. 1770 is literally the all-time low, so no support after that. So right now at this current price, 2420, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty wide, so expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if slash when this breaks 29.35, the channel starts to narrow, so expect a significant decrease in price action if slash when this breaks 29.35. RSI is currently at 29, so this is officially oversold and undervalued, so this could be a good buying opportunity. Not financial advice. And this did 103.5 million in volume today, so very significant volume, biggest volume day in the past year. So this sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. So just my opinion, not financial advice. This does appear to be pretty straightforward to me. This does appear to have more downside potential in the short term, but it really shouldn't go too much lower. I do think this will come back down to 2160 at least, and maybe even 1770. So if you want to go long, not financial advice. This current price at 24.20 is already a really good price, but honestly, it should go down even further. So I would personally set the buy orders to 2160, and if it pulls back below 2160, then you can just average down at 1770, the all-time low. So I would support going long at 2160 and lower. But again, 24.20 is already a really good price. Can't go too wrong buying in here. And like I said, longer term, this should run back up to 86 to fill that gap. So that is about a 250% upside from this current price. A lot of upside potential in the long run, and not too much more downside potential. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. This already pulled back very significantly in the past year, and this is at a relative low here, almost at the all-time low. So I think you missed your shot going short here. Should have did that a long time ago. And at this point, it really doesn't make too much sense to go short here. Again, not too much downside potential, a lot of upside potential. So going short here would be a high-risk, low-reward play. Doesn't seem too smart. Don't see why you would do that. So please don't short this, guys. Not a good idea. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today. But like I said, could be a good buying opportunity. Not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is PTON Peloton Interactive. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know. Diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.